And welcome. It's Tuesday, and what's happening on Tuesdays? It's the Bridge Show. We're here from our IP studio in Oslo, and I say, let the show begin. And here we are. Today is it's Australia Day. We have, of course, our brilliant James Chance with us. Hello, James.
Morning, Stephen.
How are you feeling?
Fantastic. It's great to be here.
Oh, yes, it is. Isn't it cool? It's Tuesday again.
Yep, it's Tuesday again.
Holy macaroni. And we have a special because we're actually being attacked by the Aussies. I got a wombat, which is, not very harmless. Oh, take it, James. Holy Moses. Oh, the wombat is on attack mode. And we have our dear friends in Techtel, basically live from Sydney. And one of those fantastic people are, of course, our distinguished Payam Safa. And we are so honored to have you here. So, hello, Payam. Are you with us?
Hello, Seaman. Yes, I'm with you. A very pleasure actually to be in this show with you guys, with James and yourself and all of the Bridge Tech team.
Well, I must say that you have quite the nice backdrop there.
Yeah, it's a motivation for people to come to Australia more after this, outbreak issue.
I will definitely put myself on a plane if I can be where you are. I must ask, because I'm sitting here with this kind of cup of tea. Obviously, you have a strawberry daiquiri or something more interesting.
Yeah, somewhere around. Yeah, that's right. So, spring and summer are gradually kicking in here, which we all really have been waiting for that after a very wet and cold winter time.
Well, I've actually been in Sydney in wintertime, and I wouldn't exactly call it cold, but then again, you're right. The summer is definitely warmer. That is very true. We also, are going to. One of the reasons you're here is that we're going to talk about some very cool projects that you're doing. We're going to talk about some integration stuff you're doing, but all that kind of goes within, the Australian media landscape, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So it has a very actually versatile environment in Australia. I myself, I'm not very long living here. It was about 4 to 6 years, 4 to 6 years so far. But it has a very interesting actually environment and ecosystem when it comes to the media service providers or broadcasters. We have some 5 free-to-air service providers and a handful of pay TV service provider. We have one of the biggest satellite service provider, of course, in Australia. And then we have actually a range of integration and plans. When you see it, we have very SDI-based type of customer that they are kind of happy with that. But the number are getting a bit lower in that side of the spectrum. And then majority of them are looking to very advanced and very high-end type of systems. Whenever they find a opportunity like a migration, moving the places, moving the services from one data center to another one, they always actually think of using the very last technology, no matter how challenging it could be. But they are, I think, service providers here and even content owners, they are really after very high-end technologies. Whenever they find a chance, they will go for it. And we got certainly some of the actually pioneers that basically open the channel, open the road, and everybody else feeling a bit more comfortable in adapting new technologies. But definitely, the majority of them are really go with the very high-end stuff when they can.
You're very right about that, Payam, because one of the things I have reacted to whenever I'm over visiting you and talking to our clients there is, again, that, as you say, they jump to the latest technology. And whilst the discussion the last 3 years here in Europe has been on migrating to IP, everybody in Australia has already migrated. That kind of thing is a past tense thing, and now they're discussing, how much further can they go with this technology. It's pretty amazing.
That's exactly right. Actually, we as a system integrator, we are supposed to be very close contact with the clients. And one of them is actually one of the biggest actually broadcasters in Australia. They are a news channel. And then I was working actually with them in the past 3-4 years on several projects. And one of them is this actually IP migration, where actually we already integrated these VB440s. And I was meeting my friend actually at that broadcaster, and the name is obviously ABC. And I was asking him when is going to be on air time with your IP core that you have been building over the past month. And he said, mate, we have been actually on air since January. And I was like surprised. I was always thinking that, it is still some initial stages and not real actual on air, but they are actually on air. The one that I was thinking that it's not going to happen anytime soon, but they are using IP at core, very latest technology, all uncompressed. So you're right. They are basically in Australia already. So many clients are on IP, and it's like SDI is like a past thing that nobody probably cares that much
It's
about.
pretty cool, I say, and since we have James here, which is a more commercial person, Payam, we should congratulate you, because I believe that you basically have delivered 440s into every single broadcaster in Australia.
Yes, there are actually many of them. Almost all of them. We still have to crack into a few, and that's the only reason that they haven't actually fully migrated yet.
Yeah.
That's depending on their project, but definitely, yeah. And then you're actually increasing the numbers. The BB440 great ingress capacity.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the ST2110, you're talking about massive number of multicast, audio, video, multiple flows, and you need actually enough number of probes to cover all of the streams. So yeah, that's true, and you're actually expanding basically the footprint. Footprint is there. You're just expanding it now.
Well, I'm not going to say that Australians are quirky, but we do have, our office Australian with us basically, and is Tim there? Oh, there he is, and of course he's having his breakfast of, is that Marmite? No, it's Vegemite. Holy Moses. Do you have some Foster's beer as well? Is that too early maybe for breakfast? That is too early for breakfast. Yeah, but the Vegemite is there. So you see, we're actually adopting your customs here back in Oslo, Payam.
That's very nice actually. I kind of missed that Vegemite.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I wouldn't touch it with a fork, but then again, obviously the Aussies will. Just to talk a little again about projects, because one of the projects we have done together in Australia is of course for NAP.
Yes, correct. So it was one of the first one that we did actually started about a couple of years ago. And then you had a very, I think, successful travel to Australia, and we opened up all of the doors actually and negotiation around the VB440, and it was very welcome. And I think VB440 at that time was just the beginning of the, at the beginning of the road. Now, after 2 years, I think it got a lot of maturity and it's evolved a lot. And NEP actually, from very, very, very beginning of the time, they trusted that solution. Basically that time on paper. Yes, we did some POC and trial, type of project and delivery for them, but they really like it. They appreciate the power that it can unleash, and now they keep using that, and I think they may actually expand even further as we go.
And I must actually mention one more thing when we are actually into this project thing, because we also done a very, very nice project for 9 networks.
Yes, correct. So 9 actually it has been through so many changes actually recently. The biggest one was actually joint venture with the Channel 7, where actually they kind of share their hidden and play out, which is the purely IP. And the other thing, actually, Nine had to actually move from their existing studio location to a new one.
Yeah.
And it was a great motive for them to think about the latest technology. And when we talk about the latest is IP. And basically, we had some good discussions and meetings with them,
Yeah.
and they found that actually again it's very very same as for NEP, that VB440 is going to help them a lot even during the just a test environment of SMT. And then basically they were using this VB440 to have their staging environment, and now it's actually deployed in their very brand new MCR IP based MCR and studio facilities in North Sydney.
That is pretty cool. You know, they are pretty expansive, and that new studio playout is well, the whole technical facility is state of the art. It's absolutely amazing. So. Thank you for that, Payam. That's a great project. We also have our mad musical genius, which helps us to digest a lot of these kind of things. And well, we again have the pleasure of introducing our mad musical genius, which is then Axel. Take it away, Axel. That's pretty well played. What do you think, Payam? He's quite the genius, isn't he?
Beautiful, perfect. Yeah, I have been actually in your event, and I have met this genius guy, very talented, and I really enjoyed the music.
That's very, very good. And we also want to speak, since we have you, here today, we also want to speak about your integration efforts, because you're not only a business partner, you are a full-blown system integrator. You help the broadcasters in Australia with several projects, right?
Yeah, that's very true, actually. And we were thinking, actually, we do actually, Techtel have been doing this system integration for the past 35 years in a very customized way, very best tailor, best spoke actually integrations. But now it has been a few years that the management have decided actually we have to do more, or we can do more. And we now have a resident software team in terms of the software architecture, designer, back end and front end, and also developers. And then we found actually this widget is one of the, and we are basically doing some, getting to that market, or getting to that level of service provisioning in terms of the software service providing. We found that actually the widget integration is one of the actually best things that we can start with for actual integration in broadcast environment. And then we decided actually to go with your widget on VB440, which is very versatile, it's very agnostic and very easy to deal with and to develop. There is nothing specific actually about Techtel here. It's a very open source and very easy to work with, but without actually we get that widget feature and then integrate it with a Skyhole tactile panels, which are, Skyhole is a great brand as well. They have very nice tactile panels,
Indeed, indeed.
as you know. And then we did that, and then we had a very successful integration. to POC and trial and showcase to people. We did some demonstrations here, and then we are hoping actually we can evolve, we can develop more around that. And it's like your visits are like an endless opportunity. There is no limit basically in giving different looks and the functional features.
No, but that's very true, Payam, and that's. I'm very proud of your effort there because you were very early on to adopt the widget thinking, and that's very cool. So from Oslo here we say continue that path, please. Also, I want to mention you have you're not only on the Australian mainland. I mean, I heard some stuff going on in the Samoan Islands.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, aside from Techtel having office and people actually in New Zealand, in Singapore, and in different states in Australia, you're actually having some focus on the Pacific Islands as well. And then Techtel actually won a tender about 2-3 years ago for
Good.
full-blown DVB-T2 deployment and rollout in Samoa. So Samoa got actually
Wow.
two islands, Upolu and Savai, and we actually integrated and installed 20 transmission sites in DVB-T2.
Yeah, we
And
can
the
see
sites
we saw them actually now hauling one of the transmit sites through the jungle to the mountain.
that's, that's very true. Actually, there is some of the sites, and we are talking about 20 sites in a very remote areas. And then there is no road. Basically, this road could be different road next year because of a lot of flooding and the wet season. It's trying to change the whole landscape. The only thing that probably stays is the tower antenna and all outdoor racks inside the remote sites. That so we started with actually integrating a few Nomad probes because we just wanted actually a versatility and the portability of these Nomads to go everywhere as we actually roll out the sites.
Yeah.
But now they are thinking that the Nomads can help a lot for the service monitoring requirements for the entire network. And with 20 sites, you can actually have a very nice and moderate actually coverage in a European country. But for the train effect that they had to go with 20 transmission sites, and there were too many of them. And it's based on the retransmission. So it's very crucial for the operator, which is our client, to have a very good view on this at the service level to the transporter stream on the RF level and of course
Well,
MPTS level.
that is
It is
so
helping a
true,
lot, and
Payam.
Nomad is the only way that actually we could get back to this level.
That is very, very true. And again, that's why we do remote production and remote access because again, remote access is so important. And of course, if you're on a mountaintop without roads in one of the Samoan Islands, that's a given. Payam, I would love to sit here and talk to you actually all day because this is so exciting. I'm very, very grateful that you have joined us. And basically, I'm dead envious on the fantastic weather you have there. We are in Oslo. It's dark. It's cold. It's getting to winter. You're getting to summer. So, what do you say, our Australian friend Tim? You're still with us, Tim? There he is. Oh, he finished his. No, he's gone for one more Vegemite sandwich. I say, holy Moses. Well. So we try to think of you every single day, Payam. I'm very grateful that you joined the show, and basically thank you very much to James as well, and our friendly Wombat, which is with us, basically. And I must say that don't forget to tune in next Tuesday. We'll be back with some exciting news, and basically that is all from our Oslo headquarters, and it's over and out from the Bridge Show.